Britney Spears has had quite the career with breathtaking highs and heartbreaking lows. In this video, we take a trip down memory lane and where she is at the moment. Don't forget to subscribe to Riveted for this and other amazing videos. At just the age of 3, Britney Spears started attending dance lessons in her hometown of Kentwood, Louisiana, and was selected to perform as a solo artist at the annual recital. Later, Spears made her local stage debut at age 5 singing What Child Is This at her kindergarten graduation. At age 8, Spears and her mom, Lynn, traveled to Atlanta, Georgia to audition for the 1990s revival of the Mickey Mouse Club. Casting director Matt Casella rejected her as too young, but introduced her to Nancy Carson, a New York City talent agent. Spears was hired for her first professional role as the understudy of the lead role of Tina Denmark in the off-Broadway musical Ruthless. She also appeared as a contestant on the popular television show Star Search and was cast in a number of commercials. Her first album, Baby One More Time, was released in January 1999 and went straight to number 1 on the Billboard album chart. Within a year, it had sold more than 10 million copies, and the single of the same name also topped the charts, selling 500,000 copies on its first day of release. She followed up with Oops, I Did It Again in 2000. That album smashed the first-day sales record for a solo artist and went on to be one of the most successful ever. 2000 was also the year Spears completely took over the MTV Video Music Awards. She performed on stage in a sparkly black tuxedo singing her version of the Rolling Stones single, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, but quickly stripped that off to reveal a nude sparkly bodysuit underneath. Nobody would have thought Spears could top her 2000 VMAs performance, but she did exactly that just 1 year later. Her flawless rendition of I'm a Slave for You included incredible choreography and another iconic outfit, but it was the live python draped over her shoulders that just blew everyone's mind. Another hit album followed in 2003 with the In the Zone, most of which Spears wrote. It again sold more than 10 million copies across the globe. Spears' continuing success led to her release a 2004 Greatest Hits compilation, and even her 2005 remix album sold more than 1 million copies. Britney's music career was spiraling, but her love life, on the other hand, was struggling. She had a 3-year relationship with Justin Timberlake. Their entire relationship was hard to forget from start to finish. But the best moment had to be when they wore matching double denim outfits at the 2001 American Music Awards. Britney's first mental meltdown happened on New Year's in 2004, not long after her breakup from Justin Timberlake, and she followed that with a fling with rocker Fred Durst. Apparently, Britney had cheated on Justin, and his subsequent hit, Cry Me a River, a song about a cheating ex, didn't help matters. Britney's parents noticed that she had changed over the breakup of her and Justin and noticed she was depressed. Things took a slightly surreal turn with a 2004 Las Vegas wedding to a longtime friend, Jason Allen Alexander, that lasted just 2 days before being annulled because, as a court paper stated, she lacked understanding of her actions. Spears then got engaged to Kevin Federline in July of 2004, and the two got married in September the same year. Then she got pregnant and gave birth to her first son, Sean, in 2005. Britney and her hubby gave fans a glimpse into their lives in 2005 when they starred in the reality show Britney and Kevin. Chaotic, and the show certainly lived up to its name. It was chaotic. In February 2006, pictures surfaced of Spears driving with her son Sean on her lap instead of in a car seat. Child advocates were horrified by the photos of her holding the wheel with one hand and Sean with the other, but Britney claimed that she had been scared by paparazzi. In September, she went on to have her second son, Jaden. And only a couple of months after giving birth to Jaden, Spears was filing for divorce. In addition to the divorce, Spears had to cope with the passing of her Aunt Sandra Bridges Covington in January 2007. They had been very close, with Covington a key figure in Spears' childhood. By this time, Britney Spears was already spiraling out of control. Her reputation slipped down a notch further when she started hanging out with boozy heiress Paris Hilton. But it hit a new low when she was snapped without panties outside an LA club. Escaping a pack of paparazzi in February 2007, pop star Britney Spears ran into a beauty salon. Once inside, she gave herself a cut despite the protests of the owner. She then attacked a paparazzi's car with an umbrella a few days later. Britney then lost physical custody of her children in 2007 following a series of misdemeanors, including hit-and-run driving charges and a stint in rehab. Spears attempted to reclaim her crown as queen of the VMAs in 2007 when she returned to the MTV stage for her big comeback performance. Unfortunately, this ended up being one of Spears' worst performances to date. As she sang Gimme More, it looked like she didn't even want to be there with the way she was dancing. In January 2008, after not sleeping for 4 days, she refused to relinquish custody of her boys and police were dispatched to her house. She was hospitalized and held in a psychiatric ward for 2 days. A couple of weeks later, she returned to the psych ward, and while in hospital, the courts ruled that she should be placed under a temporary conservatorship held by her father, Jamie Spears, and the order signed her life and fortune over to her father and her lawyer. Spears made another attempt at a VMA comeback in 2008 when she walked the carpet looking much more like her old self than we had seen in recent years. She also ended up going home with 3 Moon Men trophies for her Piece of Me music video. The conservatorship was set to expire in December, but it was made permanent by a judge. In 2009, Britney toured the world with her Circus tour while still legally under her father's control. Leaked voicemails with a lawyer revealed allegations that Britney's father was using her visitation rights with her 2 kids as leverage to stop her from fighting the conservatorship in court. In 2011, she announced her engagement to Jason Trawick, a member of the management team. Britney was still under her father's guardianship, but during their engagement, Jason became co-conservator of her personal affairs. Jamie Spears still had full control of Britney's career and finances, but Jason could dictate everything in her personal life. The pair split up by the end of 2012 before they could get married. Jason resigned as co-conservator, and Papa Spears was in full control again. By 2015, Britney had an extremely popular residency in Las Vegas, Britney, Piece of Me. It started in late 2013 and was extended multiple times. In the middle of 2015, fans noticed that her energy had taken a pretty drastic shift. She suddenly looked excited and invigorated, like she really wanted to perform. In 2016, things kept looking up. At that year's Billboard Awards, she won the coveted Millennium Award, then took to the stage to perform a medley of her past hits. Again, she looked happy and healthy and had the stage presence that had been missing from public performances over the last couple of years. Later in the year, she dropped her 9th album, Glory, which was received positively. After staying relatively clean for several years and redefining her careers with an extended stay in Las Vegas, it seemed like Britney had conquered her fears. That was until her father became sick in 2017. After his colon spontaneously ruptured, leaving him hospitalized for several months. By the end of 2017, Britney's Vegas residency had been extended twice. It was originally set to run for 2 years, but due to rave reviews and numerous awards, ended up running for a full 4 years with nearly 250 shows. Her second residency, Domination, was then announced to fans. In the lead-up to opening night in early 2019, Britney was constantly posting updates and videos from rehearsal. Fans commented that she was in relatively good spirits and seemed excited for Domination. However, in early 2019, Britney indefinitely postponed the Domination residence, citing her father's bad health. A couple of days after canceling the residency, Britney was spotted driving in LA. One of the conditions of her conservatorship is that she can't drive, and she hadn't been seen behind a wheel since 2008. After that, she wasn't seen for 3 months, either online or in person. In April, it was revealed that she had been at a mental health facility, allegedly placed there against her will by her father. And this is when the hashtag Free Britney was born. Apparently, a paralegal who worked with Britney when she was contesting her conservatorship reached out to the podcast Britney's Gram. He claimed that Britney had stopped taking her medication while rehearsing for Domination, and her father Jamie demanded she go back on them or he'd cancel the residency. When she refused, he allegedly canceled it and placed her in a treatment facility. Britney took to social media to clear up the allegations in a video where she claimed the rumors were out of control and asked for time to deal with things in her own way. In May, Britney and her family went to court for the annual reassessment of her conservatorship. As fans loudly protested outside holding Free Britney signs, she allegedly asked the judge to consider ending it, but the conservatorship stayed in place. Shortly after, her longtime manager told TMZ that he thought she'd never perform again. In June, a lawsuit filed in LA alleged that a blogger had falsely claimed the court-ordered conservatorship had manipulated Britney's Instagram to make her troubled. The opening line of the lawsuit stated, "It is time for the conspiracy theories about Britney Spears' well-being and the mob hashtag Free Britney movement to stop." In September, Britney and her ex, Kevin Federline, the father of her children, reached a new custody agreement, which meant she got 30% unsupervised custody of sons Sean and Jaden, while Kevin got 70%. This seems significant as even during the height of Britney's mental health issues, she had been photographed spending time with her children. Federline also filed a police report and instigated a restraining order against Jamie Spears, preventing him access to both of his grandkids. Jamie allegedly got physical with Kevin and Britney's eldest child, Sean, during an argument in Spears' home. Not long, news after the custody agreement and restraining order, Jamie stepped down temporarily as Britney's conservator, citing ongoing health issues. In his place, until January 31st of 2020, Britney's care manager, Jody Montgomery, was approved to fill in as conservator. It was decided, temporarily, that Jamie would no longer be conservator of Britney's personal life, though he would maintain financial control over her. She made another plea before the courts for her conservatorship to be lifted, and a full hearing was scheduled for April of 2020. Then Britney started posting a lot of weird videos of her dancing, walking around her house, and just posing in front of the camera. In March, a source revealed to Us Weekly that she refused to make any more music as a protest of her conservatorship. Her son Jaden also went on a giant rant on Instagram Live where he called his grandfather Jamie a bleep and commented that Britney would probably never make new music again. Speaking with TMZ on May 15th, Spears' longtime manager Larry Rudolph clarified what happened with her Domination tour. He said that Spears hadn't stopped taking her meds, but rather they'd stopped working. And the stress of this combined with her father's health issues forced her to cancel the shows and put her showbiz career on indefinite hold. For the next 3 months, all we saw from Britney were her usual deranged Instagram posts. On August 22nd, it was decided that Britney's conservatorship would be extended until at least February of 2021. And on November 10th, a judge denied Britney's request to remove Jamie from her conservatorship. Most recently, Britney Spears and her boyfriend Sam Asghari began her 39th birthday celebrations ahead of time by jetting off to Maui, Hawaii. The singer shared a picture of her and Asghari posing beside a private jet, wearing face masks and shades. The big question, however, is, will Britney ever be free? We just don't know, but we'll keep a close eye on her to find out more. Make sure you subscribe to stay up to date. This has been Riveted.